I made y'all these dolls.
Oh.
You are meant to be given these by someone who has, successfully bared children.
Sunlight filtered through the dance studio's high windows, spotlighting golden dust motes drifting in the air. Whitney Way Thor stood at the bar, her reflection steadying her as she moved through plies and tennis, each breath a delicate ode to strength and softness entwined. She glanced at her phone, resting against the bar, a reminder pinged, sperm donor shortlist. Her heart fluttered. She'd never imagined motherhood this way, with spreadsheets, medical terms, and hopeful trembling. At 41, dancing had always been her anchor, but now something deeper stirred, a yearning framed by biological clocks and new possibilities. She tapped open the donor profile app with a swirl of anticipation and fear. A montage of laughter and tears, the season's premiere flashed before her. Whitney and her friends gathered around a laptop, filters slid across donor profiles. Height, at least 5 feet 7 inches. I don't want to have to explain short genes, she said with a nervous grin. Intelligence, health history. It felt like Tinder, if love-making spreadsheets could be soulful. Later, seated on her plush gray couch with her friend Ashley by her side, she confessed. This is the most intentional act I've ever done to get pregnant. She pressed her palms to her cheeks, voice unsteady. There's no going back now. As Ashley fetched supplies for insemination, joking with a rubber turtle, reality sank in for Whitney with dizzying force. The line between comedy and gravity blurred. On a drive with Todd, Whitney steered through gentle curves as the world rolled by. She spoke haltingly. I'm running out of time. And if I want a child, I've got to take this by the reins and do it myself. She thought of her favorite student in London, Penelope, a bundle of sass and joy, and let that warmth grow. In that car, motherhood became less a distant dream and more a pulse rising in her chest. Later, at home, she invited her father into the sunlit kitchen, where the smell of coffee rested heavy in the air. She braced herself. I'm not going to find a man. I'm nearly 41. There's no more time to wait. Her father, cautious and loving, hesitated. He spoke of traditional paths. She countered with candid affection. You had me, Daddy. Didn't things work out? They shared a half-smile born of mutual understanding. Her decision wasn't rash. It was forged from purpose, urgency, and a quiet insistence that motherhood didn't need a partner to begin. One evening, surrounded by her closest friends, Jessica, Corinne, Sabrina, she joined what they jokingly called pregnancy roulette. 4 tests, shuffled into cups, one drawn at a time. The air hummed with nerves and laughter. Each negative result, not mine, someone joked, tightened the knot in her chest. When only one test remained, she closed her eyes, whispering, Please. I'm terrified, she finally admitted, voice trembling. The last test revealed negative. But even through the ache, Whitney lifted her chin, her resolve undimmed. In the quiet hours, Whitney sat before photos of her late mother Babs and remembered stories of her childhood. She thought of the orange Persian cat she lost, Hen Chi, and the way grief had shaped her. These memories wove into something unexpected, strength. Even at this age, she said to herself, it mattered that my dad understood. That I could honor Mom's hopes, too. Weeks passed and Whitney pressed forward. She had tried artificial insemination, and then IUI, each day bringing fresh heartbreak or hope. On a red-leafed morning, she recorded into the mirror. This is ongoing. Not everyone knows what's really going on. But I do. The camera's lens reflected her luminosity, and although the journey was steep, she felt grounded in truth. Months later, Whitney hosted an outdoor class. Children splashed laughter across the studio yard. A parent called her Miss Whitney with soft reverence, and Whitney's gaze softened. She imagined future mornings making lunches and dance steps. It felt thrilling and real. The story, for now, pauses in tension. The test results are pending, and Whitney stands on time's edge, hope trembling in her lungs. But she doesn't falter. The intention, the courage, the dreams she carried through fertility clinics and donor profiles, they remain unshakable. In a world that often sees women her age as past parenting prime, Whitney is rewriting her script, brave, authentic, and ready to write the next chapter, come what may.